Welcome back. How could this happen again? Many were incredulous over the weekend when we got those notifications about yet another powerful earthquake in Haiti. Our team raced right away to the island and reports in now with the devastating conditions they found. Our Matt Guttman files this report.
Lucia Seville and her family dug two graves this week, one for her 18-year-old daughter, Rosna, and the other for her 1-year-old grandchild. Both were killed in Haiti's earthquake Saturday. The grief in that cemetery of broken tombs felt physical. Like so many here, she couldn't afford coffins. She took us down the road to her house, clutching a surviving daughter's arm. She led me down that slope, her house flattened. She described having to crawl on her belly to pull family members out of the rubble, including the lifeless body of her daughter. With a magnitude of 7.2, this earthquake even more powerful than the cataclysmic earthquake of 2010. This time ripping through many rural areas in Haiti's southwestern peninsula, like where Lucia lives in the town of Marcelin. The damage here, unimaginable. The earthquake shearing off sides of mountains, pulverizing tens of thousands of homes, and killing around 2,000 people. With roads impassable, some of the dead had to be ridden out of villages on the backs of motorbikes. The earthquake tore this voodoo temple right off the mountain. Now, these firefighters have been working here for 2 days now. They believe there are more bodies in the rubble, and this goes on for house after house. Hospitals gutted by the quake are filled with patients, many of them in tents or hallways. The Coast Guard medevacing over 100 patients, but even today, those injured in the quake continue arriving at the hospital.
Okay, does your neck hurt?
This is one of the patients who continues to trickle into hospitals like this. Survivors of the earthquake. He has a double pelvic fracture who have been suffering for days without medical care. And tonight, like Lucia, hundreds of thousands remain homeless. And just 36 hours after Tropical Storm Grace plowed through here, these quake victims getting soaked as they waited for care at a hospital. Hundreds of others hunkering down in the soccer field amid downpours bringing up to 15 inches of rain.
It's not good here by the coast. My home was destroyed. I have nothing. Nothing to use to sleep. Look, there's a lot of children here. I really have nothing.
But many chose to ride it out closer to their unlivable homes. Sarah and her extended family had been staying outside under this leaky tarp. Held up by a stick, and that's all they have right now. Whoa! And I asked them why they were smiling. They answered, because they're alive. The storm turning creeks into rivers of mud, pummeling the region. The following morning, we went back to check on Sarah and her family. This is what's left of the tarp that they were under earlier. Obviously knocked down. The winds from that storm rattling the bus all night long, making it impossible to sleep. They tell us they have no clothes other than what they're wearing. Everything else is wet from the storms. And many here are already feeling forgotten. Haiti has been in the midst of a political crisis after the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse last month. The investigation of the hit on him ongoing, and of course, all of this on top of a pandemic and generations of poverty that have made this one of the poorest places on earth. And in many places, violent gangs are preventing much-needed aid by blocking roads and attacking relief convoys. And some of the aid being doled out, unleashing chaos.
All over the world, they come to help because the need is great. We need people to come to help. We need American, we need Canadian.
UNICEF estimates it'll need at least $15 million to respond to just the most urgent needs. The U.S. has sent an amphibious warship to assist in relief efforts, but for many Haitians living in rural areas like Lucia, getting any aid has been impossible. We're checking in on Lucia. It's obviously still raining pretty hard right after that storm. Lucia and her family have been sleeping on the porch of a neighbor's house. All they had to shield them from that storm was a soaked blanket.
I have nobody but God. Even if you did have a friend, everyone else is in the same situation, so they have to help themselves first before they help me.
Lucia showed us some of the old photos in her album of Rosna, never dreaming that the album of memories would be all that she had left. Before we left, I asked her if she could ever recover, and she replied, "I will never stop crying." Matt Guttman, ABC News, Haiti.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.